My name is Josh, and in today's practice we are going to explore meditation in the yoga tradition. So what we're going to do is use a little bit of asana, some movement, and we're going to use a little bit of breathing, pranayama, as a means to prepare the mind for meditation. Meditation being the capacity to bring our mind to a state of attention. So I hope you enjoy class. I hope you get a different sense or taste of how meditation can work. And maybe this method is a little bit easier for you. It's always my hope. And I look forward to seeing you again. And I look forward to practicing with you again. My name is Josh, and in this practice, we are going to look at the process of meditation in the yoga tradition and how we can utilize a little bit of movement, asana and pranayama, some breathing, to bring our mind to that state in which it's a little bit more attentive, a little bit more present, a little bit more focused. So we'll actually begin at the top of the mat with the feet about hips-width distance apart and the arms by your side. Take the shoulders back just a little bit and your ears over the shoulders. Rest one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly, and take a few breaths through your nose or your mouth, and however feels most supportive for you. And we're just using these first few breaths to get a sense of how it is that we're arriving in this moment. And lower your arms down by your side. As you inhale, reach your arms up from the sides overhead and raise your heels simultaneously. So as the arms reach up, so do the heels. And then as you exhale, lower the arms from the front and lower your heels back down. And then as you inhale, take the arms up from the front, raising the heels. And then as you exhale, lower your arms from the sides and lower your heels. We'll do a few of those. Inhale up from the sides, arm overhead, heels lift. As you exhale, lower the arms from the front, lower the heels simultaneously. As you inhale, arms up from the front, raise the heels. And then exhale your arms down from the sides and lower your heels. And last one, just three, up from the sides. As you exhale, lower the arms from the front, lower the heels. And then back up from the front, raise your heels. And then down from the sides and lower. And then inhale your arms up overhead again, a full breath in. Fold forward as you breathe out. Inhale, lift halfway up and lengthen. And then step back to downward facing dog. Then from downward facing dog, shift forward to a plank and lower all the way down to the belly, using the knees if it helps. Inhale to cobra pose. Engage the legs, lift the chest, slightly tuck the chin. Pause there. And then lower down as you breathe out. Inhale to plank or tabletop. And down dog on the breath out. All right, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, step through. Then lower your left knee down to the ground. Come up with your hands on your hips. Adjust the length of the stance so it feels long enough but not too long. And then take your left arm up overhead. And then from there, lean your upper body a little bit to the right to create a bit of space along the sides of the body, a little bit of space along the front of the body. But you want to avoid dumping into the lower back. Take one more breath. And then from there, hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh to twist. Slide your palms together. And then if you'd like, pick your back knee up off of the ground. Just an option. Staying for a couple breaths here. Ideally, the more you can get the arm outside of the leg, the better. Feel like the crown of the head is moving out from the spine, with the shoulders staying anchored down so the neck is long. Breathe in one more time. And then back to downward facing dog. Lower your hands, step back. And then lift your left leg up. Step through to a lunge. Lower your right knee down and the same thing. Come up with your hands on your hips. Adjust the length and width of the stance. Once the stance feels right, right arm goes up. And then from there, slightly lean to the left. Take a couple breaths. It's really an action of reaching up and over. If it was a recipe, 2 parts up, 1 part over. One more breath. And then as you exhale, we'll twist. So hook your right arm outside of the thigh, palms together. And again, back knee can be up or down, whatever feels most comfortable for you. The more you get the arm outside of the leg, the better. The better because it puts the lower back into a bit of rotation, so it doesn't become just a mid and upper back turn. Keep using the exhale. One more breath. And then hands down and downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. All right, so lift your right leg up again. And step through to a lunge. This time come up into warrior 1 with your hands on your hips. Right knee is bent, tracking forward, turn the shoulders square. Then lift your arms up overhead. Reach tall. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, straighten your front leg and fold into pyramid pose, placing the hands to either side of the front foot. Chin towards the chest, back of your neck long. And ideally, your front leg is only as straight as you can keep your belly pressed up against the thigh. Inhale one more time. And then bend your right knee. Inhale your arms up overhead to warrior 1. Arms up. And then this time as you exhale, plant your palms, step back, and then possibly lowering halfway down. Upward facing dog. And downward dog. So just using the movement to prepare the body. Left leg up. Step through to a lunge. So we're just using this to wake up the body to warrior 1, hands to hips. Adjust the shoulders. From there, arms up overhead. So again, this is a practice of using the body to prepare the breath, and then using the breath to prepare the mind. If we get too caught up in any one place, we miss the opportunity for the proper preparation and intention of each of the components. Straighten your left leg, fold into pyramid pose. So again, hands to either side of your front foot. Take a few more breaths. And then bend your left knee to warrior 1. Take the arms up. And then as you exhale, hands down, plank pose, lower halfway down. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. All right, lower your knees down to the ground. Swing your legs around out in front of you. And then from there, go ahead and lie down onto your back. And once you're lying down onto your back, have your feet flat to the floor with your knees bent, your arms by your side. And then position the shoulders underneath you, push down into the feet, lift your hips up into bridge pose. Yeah, so using the legs to lift up through the chest and hold here. If you're feeling like pretty energized, pretty active, you could do bridge pose dynamically as well, like inhaling up, exhaling down. If that's what's going to provide you, that's going to be the best resource for you in the process of moving towards meditation. Maybe expelling a little bit more energy, or that movement, if that provides that kind of quieting down of everything, You're more than welcome to do this dynamically as well. It's inhale up, exhale down. Otherwise, keeping the feet flat, knees, hips width distance apart, no wider. Another breath. Okay, and then lower your hips back down. All right, from there, take your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands on your shin. Okay, and then slide your right ankle on top of your left thigh like you're setting up figure four. Left knee comes in towards the chest, and then interlace your hands on your left shin. If the shin's not accessible, then you can hold behind the hamstring. If it feels like your head is pulling away from the floor, then a really good move would be to put a block underneath your head on the lowest height. Okay, and then set your left foot down, set your right foot down, left ankle on top of the knee, and then interlace your hands on your right shin or on the hamstring. Okay, and then lower your right foot down, your left foot down. Bring both of your knees into your chest. Take happy baby pose, grabbing the outer edges of the feet. And then from there, bring your feet together, keeping the knees wide. So it's like you're doing a happy baby pose and the bound angle pose, but a konasana together. All right, and then bring your knees together into the chest. From there, roll to either side and press yourself up into a seated position. And then go ahead and have a seat, whether you're sitting on a block or you're sitting on the heels. Or you could even do the sitting on a chair, honestly, if that's what's most comfortable for you. I'm gonna sit onto a block. And then from that position, rest your hands onto your thighs, lift the chest, sitting up nice and tall, and slightly tuck the chin. And take just a few breaths. So we're going to do a technique of breathing where we breathe through alternate nostrils on the exhale. Not on the inhale, we'll use ujjayi breath on the inhale. So when you're ready, take a full breath in through your nose at the back of the throat, if you know ujjayi breath. And then close your right nostril and breathe out through the left one. The breath should be long and smooth. Then lower your hand and breathe in through both nostrils at the back of the throat using ujjayi breath. And then close your left nostril and breathe out through the right. Inhale, ujjayi, or through the nose. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale. And exhale through the right nostril. I want you to continue like this, going back and forth. Ujjayi breath in, alternate nostrils on the breath out. And the only thing I want you to focus on is that the breath has two qualities to it. The breath is a little bit longer than a natural breath and a little bit smoother. So the only two qualities I want you to focus on is not how long you're breathing, but that the breath is just a little bit longer than a natural breath and a little bit smoother. So you might have to adjust the duration of your breath to bring in those two qualities. But long, longer, and smooth or smoother on your own. Keep breathing like this. Do a couple more rounds of breath. And then after your next breath, lower your hand down, the one that you're using to regulate the nostrils. Keeping the eyes softly closed or the gaze cast down. I want you to pay attention to the felt sense of breathing. So try to pay attention to the feeling of your breathing, or if there is a sound, the sound of your breathing. So we take our attention and we try to keep it with the breath. We're no longer trying to control the breath or regulate it. We're listening to the breath as it flows naturally. Because this is the practice of meditation. It's directing our attention to a place of our choosing. And at any point in this process, it's very common, I'd say often more common than not, for the breath to start to wander. It'll wander to a sound, a sensation, a thought, a realization. And in those moments when you notice the mind's moving somewhere other than the breath, take note of it and kindly invite it to come back to the breath without judging the thought, without labeling it as good thought or bad thought. Because the practice of meditation, there's no value. I mean, the value is that it's all positive. Whether the mind is still or the mind is full of chatter, the process of observing the mind, that's the value. back to the breath. I'll leave you here to sit a little bit longer, especially if this short practice brought you into a place of stillness. So please feel free to stay as long as you'd like. When you do finish up, take your time, and I hope that this practice of meditation in the yoga tradition was helpful for you. To ourselves and each other, the practice teachings, and as always to the yoga tradition. Thank you.